Hi, welcome back into another half-hour huddle. I'm Aaron Suttles, Director of Content for Yea Alabama, and we are beyond thrilled for our second ever guest to have Alabama guard Jahvon Quinerly. He's going to be joining the show. Before we get started, I want to remind you guys, check out the merch. We got the new Grand Slammer swinging elephant shirt that's selling like hotcakes. Make sure you get those. Remember, Alabama baseball is headed to Winston-Salem, North Carolina to take on the number one seed Wake Forest this weekend. They've already left. I saw some social media posts. It was the jersey day. So whatever jersey they had, they were wearing. So make sure you get that shirt to support the team. And reminder for T-shirts, we do have children's sizes coming. So make sure you check out the merch store. You can get hats, you can get polos, as you can see what I'm wearing. You can get all that good stuff. So go check it out. But it is my distinct pleasure to welcome in. We really needs no introduction, especially to Auburn fans. They seem to really like razzing this guy, Jahvon Quinerly. Jahvon, thanks for joining the show, man.
What's up, Aaron? Thanks for having me. I'm
Yeah.
excited to be on the show with you guys.
Well, tell me a little bit. What does the summer look like for an Alabama men's basketball player?
It's a lot of camp stuff going on around Coleman Coliseum and in our practice gym. Other than working out, and kind of gelling as a team. We're working the camps and seeing the youngins come in, and it's been a great atmosphere around the program the last couple of weeks. So that's kind of how it is right now. It's kind of quick workout and then hang out with the kids for a little bit.
Well, someone once told me everyone that's watched you knows your game is a little bit. You like to talk. Some guys like to talk. It gets them fired up, gets them motivated. But someone told me that that's not just safe for the other team. That during summertime that you can even talk a little to your teammates and get former Alabama guys that come back.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's kind of something that I've been, kind of incorporated in my game. Coming out of high school, I was never really a talker. I was just, go out there, get 20, don't say nothing, But you know, as years gone by, I've matured a lot, and I kind of like, being that type of person to kind of get people going, and that's honestly what a lot of NBA teams told me that they wanted to see me be more vocal and have a vocal presence and be an energy giver. So that's kind of that step that I'm starting to take.
I don't know if you know this or not, but you are the most followed University of Alabama student athlete on social media. You have more followers than any other student athlete, regardless of sport. That you are the guy. Did you know that?
I didn't know that. I didn't. That's news to me.
How does that make you feel?
Man, it's cool. I mean, it's amazing. I've been here for 4 years now, or 5 years. I played four, but I've been here five. And I've met so many people, the connections, the network opportunities. It's all come full circle for me. So to see that I'm the most followed, Alabama athlete right now, it's humbling.
I think a lot of people, when they think about you specifically last year, it's hard not to think about that Auburn game and what you did. I think you had 24 points in that game. How much fun was that game to play in Coleman's Coliseum? I think it clinched the SEC regular title for you guys, and you had a big game that day.
Yeah, that was a big game. Man, I mean, even now, I come back, parents at these camps that we're having, that's the best game that they've ever, that's their favorite Alabama game, and I'm like, wow, it's a lot of great players come through this program, and that's your favorite game. Like it's really humbling, but at the same time, man, that was a game. Um, just the atmosphere, being down 17, Rylan and Chuck getting ejected, um, like just the rivalry. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I first came to Alabama, after transferring from Villanova, I didn't know that Auburn Alabama rivalry was that crazy. I've always heard, but seeing it firsthand is a whole nother thing. Um,
Yeah.
but it's always great to beat Auburn and to clinch a SEC regular season championship at home. That was great. great atmosphere. Definitely one of the probably the best moments at Bama. Just seeing, the crowd, and man, it was, goosebumps thinking back to it. That was an amazing atmosphere, and it was definitely a game to remember.
Yeah. Obviously, the season didn't end like you guys wanted to, but there were so many special things. You guys beat multiple teams by 40. Just just unbelievable run through the conference, and then winning double titles. How much fun was that group to be a part of, to play with, to travel with, to practice with? It seems like you guys had a pretty special chemistry.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was fun playing with Brandon, playing with Noah Clowney. Guys like Dom Welch, who contributed down the stretch for us. Noah Gurley, who's a big contribution to us. Winning a double SEC championship. It was a lot that went on last year, but with the group that we had, like, we'd forget everything that was going on and really, kind of bond and come together. And I really feel like our European trip when we went to Spain and France, that was something that brought us so close, like brought us together, and that kind of carried on for the rest of the year, and it was just an amazing experience. Guys who just met each other for the first time coming together and doing something that special. With everything that was going on, it was really special.
Now we're going to get to the questions now, but before we take the first one, I want to remind you, if you're watching live, you want a question pops up that you think hasn't been asked, you can click the comment button and ask a question in the chat. It will pop up. It's right below the video. Let's get to the first question from the Yea Alabama subscribers, JQ. Ella G wants to know, when did you start playing basketball?
I've been playing basketball since I want to say around like 6, 7 years old. I was playing recreational basketball close by where I used to live, and that's kind of, I met my best friend to this day. I met my best friend, playing recreational basketball, and that's kind of when it started for me.
Was it an instant love for you, or did it take a while to grow the love of the game?
It took a little while for me. Even like going into like middle school, I didn't know how good I was, so it took a little bit. It took some time, but once I start getting offers here and there, and people kind of start saying, "Oh, McDonald's." I went from like a 3-star to a 5-star in like a year. That's when I knew. I was like, all right, like this is this is something I want to do.
All right. All right, well, let's go to the next question. Shannon T wants to know, describe your overall experience at Alabama and what that has meant so far in your life.
Oh, it's been amazing. This is my second home. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Like, this is my second home. My whole family's been out here. My brother came and spent 2 years here with us, and not having him around, it was tough. Not having my family around. So once they started to come around more and be able to come for a weekend here and there, kind of made the transition a lot smoother for me. But this is a place, 10, 20 years down the line, no matter where I end up in life, this is going to be a spot for me to come catch a Tide game, whether it's football, basketball. This is always going to be a destination for me. So.
Yeah, in New Jersey, where you're from, has been special to Alabama. You got Minka Fitzpatrick from New Jersey, Anthony Avery, who played Alabama football. There's a nice connection there going from New Jersey to Alabama.
Yeah, I met a lot of people from New Jersey and Alabama, and I didn't know that so many people migrated from the East Coast to here. It's actually kind of crazy.
All right, let's go to the next question. Kyle wants to know, how do you compare Bama basketball atmosphere to Villanova?
Yeah, I get this question a lot, actually. In terms of the winning culture, I feel like it's very similar. Villanova's, won a lot of basketball games, even though, that's kind of more so a basketball school. I call this an everything school, but, to each his own. Obviously, this is a football school, and just I feel like the winning culture is present in both places. But in terms of like the social life, I kind of enjoyed it much better down here in Alabama. Villanova is a smaller school. It was a little bit closer to home, but socially, I was kind of, I kind of just didn't feel like I fit in while I was there. So yeah,
There was a cool moment that kind of went sort of viral on social media of you and Coach Oates with Jay Wright, where you guys got to come together. What was it like coming back and seeing him again with your current coach, Coach Oates?
that was a cool moment. I was upset we ended up losing that game. I was like, dang, like he comes, he gets one of our games and we lose. I was upset about that, but seeing Coach Wright, Hall of Famer, great guy, great man. It was very cool. He's watched me progress. He's watched me, kind of create a new lane for myself here at Alabama, and he's been very supportive. Throughout the whole way. Like I remember our first SEC championship we won. He was one of the first texts I got when I got to my phone, and he was watching the game and stuff. So that was really cool to finally see him again.
Yeah, you got that. You got that NIL deal with Express, the men's clothing company.
Hmm.
Obviously, you know how Jay Wright seems like he just is always put together. He's like always on point with his dressing. So is that something you're trying to emulate?
Yeah, a little bit, a little something,
All right,
some.
let's go to the next question. Chelsea wants to know what is your favorite. What has been your most memorable achievement, favorite moment at Alabama so far?
Man, it's been a couple. I would definitely say, this past season winning a double SEC championship, just because of everything that was, everything that we had to endure this season, as a group. Still being able to fight through, that adversity and still be able to come out on top in a very tough. I feel like, the SEC was a very tough conference last year. I'll definitely say this SEC championship is the most memorial, achievement.
Yeah, you got plans for all the rings you got that you're collecting? I mean, you're going to display them. You're going to wear them. What are we talking about?
I got a nice little collection. I'm gonna wait till this next ring comes, and then I think
Okay,
I'll start showing them off a little bit. But
okay, I like it. Let's go to the next. Rick wants to know: do you have a special in-game play or shot from your Bama games that you remember the most?
so like a one play.
Yeah,
Um,
or a shot that you've hit, or it could be an assist that you made, just something that sticks out in your mind.
my favorite one from this past season, because it was one 2 years ago in the SEC tournament that was played. It like went viral. I think I did like an in and out spin move against Tennessee, second round of the SEC tournament, and I went down full length of the court and laid it up. That was one that was my favorite that year. But this year, my favorite play was probably either the alley oop to Nick Pringle against Florida or the alley oop to Brandon Miller against Arkansas. That was crazy because I get goosebumps thinking about just the roars from the crowd after, like the crowd was going crazy, and that was definitely a special moment. Uh,
When you're in moments like that, do you have um, are you planning stuff? Does it just happen in the moment? How does that normally work? I think we've lost JQ for a moment. So um, we're talking with Jahvon Quinerly, Alabama men's basketball guard. Just recently announced he's coming back for another season. He's already won a pair of regular season and SEC tournament championships. So he's telling us his experience. If you missed it last week, we had Dallas Turner, outside linebacker for Alabama. You can come back. We got JQ back. I was asking you, JQ, when you're in the middle of playing a game, like throwing an alley oop or spinning to the basket, is that something that you're planning, or is that sort of you're just trusting your body's instincts and you're just making a play?
um, it's just instincts.
Yeah.
I think it's just playing off instincts. That's something that I've always been great at, is just playing off, my instincts. So
All right.
yeah.
Let's go to Jimmy W. Ask, what did you learn from your NBA workouts this spring that you want to work on this year?
Number one thing, you got to be in shape. When I worked out with the Bucks, there was a lot of conditioning stuff before we even started to do anything live against the other players. I think it was six of us there. Man, we were just getting after it. conditioning wise. Like they were just trying to get us tired. And then we played like 3-on-3, 5-on-5. And then we started to shoot after we had already, 30, 45 minutes of, conditioning. So definitely being in shape is something that, I kind of knew that going in, but, it's really levels to it. So I'm just trying to get in the best shape possible.
Yeah. How much is Alabama style of play where you guys do get up and down versus teams that play maybe a little slower pace? Does that help at all in that process?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of the stuff we do in these workouts here, we were doing in those NBA workouts. You can ask anybody, Herb Jones, Primo, they'll say the same to you. The way we work out here with Coach Oates is what you'll see in some of these NBA workouts.
Just a reminder, if you have any questions on the spot that you'd like to ask, click beneath the screen there. You'll see a button that you can contribute on the fly here. Rick wants to know, what was your biggest reason for coming back for another season? I know it made a lot of Alabama fans happy because
Yeah, I got a little backlash from everybody else in the SEC.
and you kind of embraced it, right? I saw your social media post.
Yeah, that's the point I'm at in my time here. Like I'm embracing it all. My biggest reason though was I felt like last season I wasn't fully 100% the whole season. ACL recovery is really a 2-year process, and I was back in 7 to 8 months. I'm just now starting to feel like I'm getting back to that 100% mark. So I wanted one more season in college where I could say I was 100%. In terms of my ACL injury, if you know what I'm saying, because it's kind of hard to stay healthy a full season. But in terms of my ACL and that being 100%, I wanted another season to show like, I got another level. And last season I was, I'm not gonna say I was hurt, but I just wasn't 100%.
Yeah. How much of that is mental, of just trusting that the knee's going to be okay?
That's the whole game. That's the game right there. And it took me a while to, realize that, I had to have a lot of conversation with people who, went through something similar. And then that's when I kind of started to, last 10 games of the season, you kind of saw it like a flip switch. I was like, my leg's fine. Like I can play. And, you kind of saw that out there. So I'm just looking to show that I got another level this season.
Roberto wants to know, what is the mindset you'll bring into next year with this team?
Just being one of the veteran guys, one of the last guys left. At least when I came in, like everyone's gone. We lost 3 coaches, as you guys know, a bunch of players. Just being that last guy who's been, in big games and has won championships. I'm just looking to be that vocal presence on the team. That guy that the young guys can look up to, and just bring a winning atmosphere and really be the leader this year. That's what I'm looking for.
You mentioned a couple of times now, you said you got some feedback from NBA teams. They wanted you to be about the importance of being vocal.
Yeah.
You seem to be willingly taking that on. Is that natural for you? Is that something that you've had to force yourself into to be a leader? Or is that something that you feel like will be a natural thing?
It's actually like being a leader was natural, but I was more of a lead by example type of person, I feel like. And being a point guard at this level, you got to be vocal no matter who you are. That's kind of what I got from some of those teams up there. They just want me to be that vocal presence on the team, like come into a room and really give energy, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking to do this year.
Yeah. All right. Jimmy wants to know, who are some of the new or old guys who've impressed you this summer?
Davin, who came mid last season, and he's a true freshman this year. He's looked really good these last couple of weeks. Mark Sears has looked very confident. I think the NBA workouts helped both of us to come in with the elite level of confidence, and both of us, me and Mark, both, like that was kind of the feedback that we got, was we need to be more vocal. So I'm making sure he's being vocal. We're just helping each other. Nick Pringle is somebody who's going to be really big for us this year. He only got to really show flashes here and there last year, but I think this season is you're really going to be able to see what type of player he is. Sam could shoot the heck out the ball. He's going to put some weight on, but man, he can shoot it. I think you guys are going to be very excited with him. And those are just a couple guys. Chris Parker has looked really good. I can go down the line. I think we have a very talented team yet again, but it's going to come down to how we gel, and it's just going to come down to how we gel with each other. And I'm gonna try and do my part and be that leader for this group.
I think you excited a lot of Alabama fans talking about Nick and talking about Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Let's grab another question here. Bill wants to know, will you be expected to be more of a scorer this year because of all the roster turnover they've had?
That's a good question. I'm never really going into a season or a game looking to, score 20, 30 points. I kind of just try and let the game come to me. And with the talent that I've had here at my time at Alabama, it's been they made it really easy for me to just be able to come off the ball sometimes and make plays for other guys. We got guys like Nick Pringle who can jump out the gym. You got guys like Mark Sears who can hit 10 threes in a row. So just with the talent that I have, I've never really looked to be like a 20 points per game guy. I'm just looking to get everybody involved and like score when needed.
All right. David wants to know, do you see yourself playing professionally, or do you want to break into coaching because you seem to be an on-court coach with your familiarity with Coach Nate's system?
That's a good question. I definitely see myself playing professionally. If not in the NBA, definitely somewhere overseas for some good money. Being a coach though, that's I never really thought about being a coach, but I wouldn't mind being a coach. Being a point guard and like being under Oates for 3-4 years and being under Jay Wright, like I kind of I've been around some great people, so that's something that I haven't really thought about. It kind of got me thinking right now, but I've always wanted to play professionally, and I think that's I'm going to pursue that until I can't anymore.
Well, here's a good question. Who would be the better recruiter, you or Coach Oates?
That's tough. That's a tough one. I mean, Oates knows I've helped with a lot of recruits. Me and Primo, I remember having a conversation with Primo. This was around like COVID time. I'm in Primo phone like, yo, bro, like, we got something special brewing. Like, come on. And then he ended up committing a couple of days later. I just felt like, I kind of, I played a little role in that. But Oates is a great recruiter. B was a really great recruiter for us. And I definitely took some notes from those guys for sure.
All right. Stephanie wants to know, what member of the team does the best Nate Oates impression?
Oh, man. That's a good one. Last year, I would say it was Noah Clowney. Every year, somebody different. Somebody comes in and can do it better. But I guess this year would be one of our walk-ons.
What's the key to a good Nate Oates impression?
Oh, man.
Is it body language? Is it a certain thing that he says? Is it his voice? What is it?
It's definitely like some of his body language. Like when he's pissed. Like you can just tell, That's a really good question though.
All right, let's go to Jimmy. I have a JQ jelly hat from a shop on University Boulevard. Where can we get more hats, shirts, etc. from you and other guys?
That shop's probably Alabama Vintage. Shout out to Alabama Vintage and my guy Charlie over there. I didn't know that the demand was like that. Maybe I got to get some more stuff in there.
You got Yea Alabama subscribers giving you ideas.
Yeah.
All right, Brant wants to know, who is all part of the Jelly Fan?
So it's a group of about 8 of us. It's me, Jordan Walker from UAB, Isaiah Washington, Jacquay James, Nas Reed, Pedro Marquez, Mimi Reed, who played at Ole Miss. Um, I'm probably missing somebody. Oh, Sid Wilson overseas now. Those are the 8 guys in Jelly Fam. Um, Jelly Fam is, it's it blew up back in high school. We kind of didn't know the impact that it would have on the game. We were just kids being kids having fun. Um, you know, we weren't able to kind of take advantage of everything because everything happened so fast for us.
Right.
Social media was just becoming like this big hot commodity, especially on the circuits like EYBL, Under Armour, Adidas. So it was kind of surreal. Like it happened so fast for us, and we weren't able to take advantage of kind of the how can I say it, the impact that we left on grassroots basketball and
Yeah.
basketball in whole. I feel like. I mean, I'm watching the finals the other night. Announcers saying jelly this, jelly that, and it's like, wow.
That's And for those who don't know, JQ did not get these questions ahead of time, so he nailed all 8 guys total recall just like that on the spot. All right, let's go to some lightning rounds, and then we'll get you out of here, JQ. First up, who was your favorite player growing up?
Kyrie Irving still is.
Is it the handles? What is it about his game that you like so much?
He's a Jersey guy. I know where he grew up. His story is very inspiring, I feel like. And just, man, what he does on the floor is just a plus. But I like what type of person he is. He's very misunderstood, but, I know what type of person he is. So,
All right. What are your favorite venues in the SEC to compete in other than Coleman Coliseum?
Tennessee. Tennessee's arena is really nice. Last season was the first year that I got to see fans in there, and that was kind of crazy. And we were number one at the time. Tough loss to them, but I like Tennessee's arena.
All right. Notice Alabama fans, he didn't say Auburn. Best meal in Tuscaloosa.
Um, it's a couple. I like Avenue Pub, the steak sandwich from Avenue Pub. Um, Secret menu item from Chuck's Fish. It's called the
Oh,
Uptown. It's called the Uptown Downtown.
okay.
Just say
What is
Javon. Just say Javon sent you.
Now, you people don't know that you also have a deal with Dunkin' Donuts, which is awesome. Stephanie wants to know, what's your favorite donut from Dunkin' Donuts?
I like the original glazed. I like to keep it simple.
Just a simple, straight order.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. And I'm actually interested in this one because I'm not a huge sneakerhead, but I got a decent collection. What's your favorite basketball shoe?
The Kyrie 2. Yeah, the Kyrie 2. I got a couple, Nike doesn't make Kyries anymore, so
Yeah.
I got a couple though.
Awesome. Well, JQ, we couldn't be more excited that you're coming back for another season. I know people inside Coleman Coliseum are going to be thrilled to see you this winter and over the next spring. Thanks so much for taking some time. And if you had one message you wanted to deliver to Yea Alabama subscribers, what would you tell them?
Well, first, thanks for having me. Great time on the show. I appreciate you guys having me. And to answer your question, just thank you for everything regarding NIL. It's made life here for me and my teammates a lot easier. And can't thank you guys enough.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Well, how about that? Dallas Turner, Jahvon Quinerly. If I were you, I'd be telling my friends and my neighbors and people at church and wherever about the benefits of Yea Alabama becoming a subscriber. Who knows who we're going to have next, but it's going to be a good time. And thank Jahvon Quinerly for coming out. He had a lot of fun with it and gave some great answers. Just a reminder, check out the merch store. I said earlier, you got the swinging elephant from the Grand Slammers. As Alabama gets prepared to play in its first super regional since 2010. I was at that super regional in Clemson. Go support the team, and reminder that youth sizes are coming in the T-shirts. You can also get polos and hats. You name it. We got a plan to add it. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys on the half-hour huddle another time.